Welcome back everybody, it's your boy Sleepy Boy here, back at the game with another SakuraSuccubus 5. Yes, I am gonna be rolling out these episodes for SakuraSuccubus 5 because there is a part 6. But I'm not gonna immediately play that after this. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Give the developers and me some time off or something. I don't know. I just want to have some kind of break between these games, right? Yeah, so if you're new to this channel, please smash the subscribe button, like, comment, share it to your friends and loved ones. If you're not new, well, support this channel by simply watching this video up to the very end, or pick your poison, pick your choice in my channel or somebody else's channel, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's your job, it's your drill. But yeah, let's get back to the game. I've read this. Yep. For the present, I am not but a humble challenger, though I hope in time I may one day be able to surpass you to that end. Stephania stabs a finger in Hifumi's direction. Would you be interested in facing against me once more in an official capacity? More official? Hifumi tilts her head curiously, one hand resting upon her cheek. In what manner do you mean? I was thinking it might be nice before you leave if we could televise one of our Kabuto matches across Astoria. As Astoria's princess, I can make this eventually come to pass. I need only petition my parents and they will bring a camera crew here forthwith. There we go, motorcycle in the background. Sorry about that. Whether I win or lose is immaterial. I want only through the publication of our publication of our tournament to introduce more of my country folk to the joys of Japanese culture and of course to Kabuto. As the sport's reigning queen, there is nobody more appropriate to showcase the joys of Kabuto than you. What do you say, mistress? Would you care to grant me this favor? My. Oh, American Pie, to the levee, to the Chevy, but the rum was dry. Good old Hifumi surveys Stephania for a few moments, unblinking, before her eyes creasing the corners she smiles. You sound as though you have given this proposed venture quite a lot of thought. Maybe a little? Stephania demurs while pressing her index fingers together. I'm quite fond of Kabuto, in case you hadn't noticed. At this point, I think we'd have to be blind not to notice, and deaf too. I murmur under my breath for nobody's benefit but my own. Hifumi and Stephania doesn't seem to have heard me. They're too lost in their own little world. I am aware of your feelings, Stephania, and I think they are most admirable. There are few people in this world who dedicate themselves so earnestly to their passions. That's why I enjoy playing Kabuto with you so. Your desire to improve remains unwavering despite your many losses. You are truly hardworking and I would like to reward your efforts. I think you deserve it. Oh! Stephania stares at Hifumi, her eyes wide. Ouch, I burnt my tongue. I was like drinking, I think that's like coffee or something. Does that mean you'd be willing to grant my wish, mistress? But of course, I would be more than happy. Wait a minute. Alright, I'm not peeking the voice thing, so we're good. But I would be more than happy if one of our competitions was broadcast across Astoria. I am not, as you should know, camera shy given my occupation as an actress, and indeed. Hifumi approaches me, then winds her arm through mine. My relationship with Hiroki here, who happens to be a photographer, I rather enjoy being the center of attention, though that may seem a touch narcissistic. Hifumi giggles. I would also enjoy making you happy, dear Stephania, and this seems as an easy enough way to go about it. Thank you for your kind invitation. I too believe that this will be a lot of fun. Alright, let's get it. With Hifumi and Stephania's negotiations completed, the pair of them then sit in the parlor to they partake in a spot of afternoon tea. I join them at Stephania's behest and soon find myself nursing a cup of Darjeeling poured by Elizabeth's expert hand. The Darjeeling exudes a fragrant aroma, its mirror-like surface a rich deep amber hue. When I bring the teacup to my lips and sip, I'm pleasantly surprised at just how delicious the tea is. While I'm partial to tea, I'm more of a green tea sort of guy. I don't really go in for all these fancy blends, and I know precious little about the difference between Darjeeling and, say, Kilimanjaro. Despite my ignorance, however, about any type of tea other than matcha, however, even I can appreciate how delicious this tastes. It really is good, not gonna lie. Ha! Now I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee here. Okay, I just did a gulp rather than sip. I exhale, rejuvenated as the earth. Oh god, I freaking that was rough. Not the coffee. I ate like a picnic, fam. Picnic. I don't know if you have those. I don't know if they have that in the US. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just uncultured. I don't know. I exhale, rejuvenated as the earthy, slightly sweet taste of the Darjeeling washes over my tongue. Do all members of a store's royal family partake in fancy tea times like this? If so, I was born to the wrong social stratum. Heck, the wrong country. Maybe I'd make a good European noble myself. It's a nice thought, I suppose. Though not, alas, a very practical one. I'm Ogasawara Hiroki. No matter how you slice it and dice it, you'll never end up an earl or a duke, much less a king. Not unless I happen to marry into the right bloodline, like... I was about to say Asteria, I was a corrupted king, not like Stephania, Getting married for the sake of drinking delicious tea seems a step too far, though. What a delightful beverage this is. Hifumi remarks after taking a sip of her own Darjeeling. This might be some of the best tea I've ever consumed, and I have partaken in any number of tea times during my time. I must offer you my compliments, Miss Elizabeth, on your brewing capabilities. Princess Stephania is most fortunate to have you in her employ. Elizabeth, who's standing sentry by the tea table, offers a neat curtsy in response. Why, thank you. You are too kind. I do not, however, require your compliments. I believe I'm only acting as any maid ought to be. You always say that, Lizzie. You're so stiff and formal. Oh, she's pretty stiff, alright. Stephania pouts. You ought to learn how to accept a compliment for once in your life. Can't you see that my mistress is trying to be nice to you? I can see that, and it is most appreciated. I would not, however, wish to cast a pall upon the proceedings by being rude. You aren't rude at all, Lizzie. It is quite the opposite, in fact. You're much too polite. I would prefer it if you would join us at the table so we could all enjoy your tea together. That would be grand. I wish very much that we might all be friends. As kind an offer as that is, my lady, I fear must keep my distance. That is my duty as your maid, worry not. However, gently Elizabeth smiles, some of the ice about her impassive countenance thawing. Nothing could make me happier than watching you enjoy yourself. Thus, my lady, if you are satisfied, then I am satisfied. I am satisfied, yes, but I think you'd stand to be a bit more selfish. Perish the thought! My life, as I am sure you know, is dedicated to your service, my lady. Please use me as you wish and worry not about my own feelings. They are immaterial. Now, Elizabeth's gaze sweeps along the table. What of your pastries? Would you care to partake in them? The cook made them specially to pair with your tea. There is apricot jam to go with them too, and now I'm hungry. Now I kind of want to like dive in there and taste the actual food, you know? I can prepare your croissant for you. Your croissant, my lady, if you wish. Oh no, it's fine. I can spread my own jam. I can spread my own jam and butter myself. I'm not a little child anymore, Elizabeth. Please forgive me, then I shall leave you to it if you wish to be alone with your companions. Please do not hesitate to call me, however, should you have further need of my services. As always, I shall hasten to fly to your side without delay. Remember, my lady, that no request of yours could ever burden me. So saying, Elizabeth turns on her heels, then vacates the parlor. Stephania watches her go, her green eyes focus upon her maid's retreating back, then sighs. Hifumi, hearing this sigh, looks at Stephania curiously and says, Are you quite alright, Stephania, dear? I am fine, I suppose. I had a good game of karata with you, mistress, and I enjoyed myself immensely. I just wish that, Lizzie would be less formal. I know she is doing her job, yet I do not like to think that I am yet another duty she must attend to. Stephania hangs her head. Whoa! Don't kill yourself. Then begins to trace the rim of her teacup with her fingertips. I know that Lizzie cares for me. She makes that quite apparent. But the way she cares is incredibly stiff. Does she always talk to you like that? Not all the time, no. Lizzie's far less formal when we're alone together. Around others, however... Stephania shakes her head. Oh well, I ought not to take umbrage at Lizzie, so I know she means the best for me. She is, in fact, my dearest friend in the palace. None of the other servants speak to me as Lizzie does. Not in my bedchamber, and certainly not before guests. They all keep their distance, a fact I cannot fault them for. They can hardly treat me as an equal given I am a princess. My social status is so immense most people cower before it. I understand that, but... A dolorous Stephania reaches for a golden brown croissant arranged artfully upon a plate in the center of the table and liberates it up to her mouth. She cuts the croissant open with a silvery blade of her knife, then applies a generous amount of apricot jam upon it. I've never tasted apricot jam. Maybe I have. I just can't recall what the hell it tastes like, you know? Have you had that? Like, you've seen the word, it's very familiar, and it feels like you've eaten it or tasted it before, but you're like... I can't exactly point my finger to what it is, right? Man, I'm getting old. Well, there seems little point in crying over spilt milk. It was lonely growing up in the palace, yes, but I was never wholly alone. I had my parents, and of course, I had Lizzie. My upbringing has been very privileged, really. I know few live in luxury as I do. Wow, self-aware. Having little in the way of friends seems a small price to pay for my good fortune. Furthermore, the palace is far livelier now than it was. I am most happy that I was afforded the opportunity to make your acquaintance, mistress. Stephania inclines her head in Hifumi's direction. And yours too, Mr. Gasawara. Spending time with you, the pair of you, is most diverting indeed. Wow, I cannot recall the last time I had such fun. Oh well, isn't that a sweet sentiment? I wonder how I should reply, really. I'm gonna take a swig of coffee, dark Baraka coffee, you know? Pretty bitter. Alright, I think I just, yep. I'm gonna pick, I'm glad I was able to meet you too. Yeah. Oh? Stephania blinks at me, wink wink, her green eyes bright with emotion. You are? Of course! I smile at her. Oh, Hiroki, you're doing your charms again. You're wooing another woman. You're very cute after all, and not only that, you're incredibly kind. Hifumi is like, my goodness, he's doing it again. He's doing his charm thing. Spending time with you in a store has been an honor. My. Stephania blushes in response to my compliments, her cheeks turning bright red. You're too kind. I can't remember the last time a man who wasn't my own father has ever been so nice to me. This might be the first time, in fact. I've been horribly sheltered in the palace, as you know, but Stephania beams. I've had many new experiences, all thanks to meeting you. I'm in your debt. Thus saying, Stephania picks up a piece of croissant between her fingertips and pops it into her mouth. She chews in swift, almost defiant motions, and upon swallowing, exclaims, My, this is wonderful. The pastry is so light and flaky. I'm getting hungry, man. Oh my god, man. It positively melts upon my tongue, especially when I'm trying to lose weight. I've been like jogging, like at least an hour plus. An hour, I'm trying to push like an hour plus in like jogging. Like let's say usually 1 hour, you know, 1 hour you'll burn like good 600, 700 calories. Depends on how your weight and height, your BMI pretty much. I try to push at least an extra 10 minutes, and my goal is to just keep on pushing extra minutes into it. To go beyond that 1 hour and last record that I did. The pair of you must try this pastry too. In fact, I insist upon it. Please eat. Please eat. Do. It would be a crying shame if you were to waste something so yummy. Let us all eat and be happy together. As a princess, I command it. I will not permit you any say in the matter. Oh! Well, it looks like she's having the time of her life, huh? Alright, sorry for that watery thing. It's a cup of coffee. Or a glass of coffee, I guess. The rest of the day passes in a blur, and before I know it, I find myself lying in bed in my vast, luxurious chamber. The events of the last few days have left me feeling pretty tired. I feel like I could drift off to sleep at any given moment. But my mind, alas, is occupied with too many uneasy thoughts. I can't help but think of that conversation I had with Elizabeth a few days ago, and after that, my discussion with Marina and Hazel. Marina and Hazel seem not to care about my popularity, but it's beginning to worry me. Now that word has gotten out in the press about my relationships with Hifumi, Marina, and Hazel, I shudder to think what might happen in the future. What would happen to Ayu if the public got wind of our affair? Idols, unlike actresses, businesswomen, and tennis champions, aren't allowed to have relationships. Yup, you've seen that, even VTubers. I'm afraid Ayu's career would be put on an indefinite hold if she found herself embroiled in a scandal. The problem here is, a lot of male fans and other fans are just diehard. They think that they have a special relationship with their idols, their I don't know, actors and actresses. They keep forgetting that no, it's like you're just being entertained, fam, and they're being nice to you because it's part of their role. If they're actually nice people, then nice, that's cool. But some people are like super pissed when, let's say, an idol gets a boyfriend and they go on a mob, an angry mob. They go directly attacking from Twitter, you know, keyboard warrior style, death threats through email, and all that stuff. And I'm telling you that it will pass through. Let's say you're the creator, content creator, entertainer, whatever. You will read some of those and it will affect you, sorry to say. Yeah. Alright, going back to the game, me and ranting again. I'm worried too about... Yeah, so any of my viewers here, don't go out there. Please, be civilized at least. You know? Especially if it's just what you think is happening, but it's not actually happening. So don't be jumping the gun. A lot of people do that in their life. I've been doing it as well. Misunderstandings happen and it goes too far that it just screws everybody over. Going back to the game, I'm worried too about Cosmos. Though she isn't an idol like Ayu is, her career is in a similar precarious position. She makes her living via selling suggestive photos of herself online, like OnlyFans of course, to a huge retinue of loyal fans. I've said fans, the vast majority of them guys, learned their adorable Cosmos was in a dedicated relationship with another man. I'm afraid they might abandon her. I don't want to risk ruining Ayu and Cosmos' reputations. I'm worried too about what my parents must think of this whole debacle. I've not called my mother since my earlier aborted attempts to fess up, an attempt cut short by Ayu. I know I should attempt to explain everything again, but with our current time zone difference and my own incessant exhaustion, I don't have the mental energy. I'm afraid any further explanations on part would be incredibly awkward. There's also my reputation at work to consider, which was already precarious enough without my complex tangle of interpersonal relationships becoming so widely well known. I've never been the sort of guy to crave the limelight. If given a chance, I'd much rather slink into the shadows. That's why I always dreamed since I was a young boy being a photographer. I want to show off the best attributes of other people, not my own. Hypocritical though it might sound, I've never really liked having my own photo taken. What will come of my future now I've become a person of some renown? I almost shudder to think of it. I'd like to imagine the general public have better things to do than seat over an average guy like me, but if I were to check the web, I bet it's full of people slandering me. Hifumi has an awful lot of fans, as do Marina and Hazel. I guess this is the price I've got to pay for going out with so many high-profile women. I feel so perturbed, I can't sleep no matter how weary my body is. Exasperated, I eventually rise and slink out of my bedroom. I think I need to get some fresh air. It might help me clear my head. Then, with some luck, I should be able to snatch a few minutes of slumber. I creep down the darkened hallway of the palace, feeling a bit like a fugitive, and eventually make my way to a balcony. This balcony is front-facing and overlooks the palace's garden. From here, I have a wonderful view of the flower beds, the flowers within dyed silver in the moonlight. I cross the balcony barefoot, then stand at the gap between the colonnades, my upper arms resting against the stone. The stone is cool to the touch, and it drains what little warmth I still possess from my skin, soaking through the thin fabric of my pajama shirt. I shiver. There's a bit of a breeze out here, but it's not too oppressively cold. I can endure it. Though the interior of the palace, of course, was much warmer, I stand, my eyes unfixed, gazing over the neat sprawl of the palace's neatly manicured gardens until... Boom! That's our thumbnail right there! Hallelujah! Praise Jesus! So we're just gonna keep on going, yep. Oh, Mr. Ogasawara! A breathy exclamation makes me turn. It seems like I'm not the only person who's decided to go for a late night stroll. Stephania is standing but a few paces away from me, clad in a lavender nightgown. Her blonde hair tumbles about her shoulders, all fluffy curls like a sheep's wool, and her green eyes look large. Stephania isn't wearing all that much. The hem of her nightgown is very short, but she doesn't blush upon seeing me, and she doesn't try to cover herself with her arms. Instead, she approaches me and smiling, says, "Is anything the matter? Could you not sleep?" Hiroki replies, "No, I look away from Stephania, seeing her tired. Wait, what? Seeing her attired, this is making my heart race and determinedly fix my gaze upon the shadowy gardens. I thought I might go for a walk. I apologize if in my ignorance I've intruded upon somewhere I shouldn't." "Oh no, it's fine. I'm not worried to see you here." "You aren't?" "Not at all. If anything, I'm glad to have run into you as I have. I too often find it hard to rest. During my sleepless hours, I often come here to gaze upon the garden. It soothes me, particularly when the moon is so very full. As much as I enjoy the palace's gardens, however, examining them can be a lonely enterprise, particularly when it is so very late and I am on my own. My mood is somewhat unsettled, and I think I would like somebody to speak to. It would make me feel less alone with my thoughts." I keep forgetting there's like periods or dots, punctuations, breathers, as I say, to like help me breathe between the sentences. "Do you mind, Mr. Ogasawara?" "No, I guess not. If anything, I should be the one asking if you mind. You are a princess after all, and this is your palace." "I was afraid my presence here might cause offense, your majesty." "I do not take offense easily, I assure you." Here Stephania pouts, "Though I might if you insist upon addressing me in so very formal a manner." "You don't like being called your majesty?" "Stephania is just fine. It is my name after all, though a few people see fit to use it. The servants are always calling me my lady, even Lizzie. Given my parents went to the effort of choosing a name for me, and quite a nice name at that." Yeah, it is a nice name, Stephania. Very foreign, I like it. "I think it would be nice if their wishes would be respected. I am more than just my title." "Very well then, Stephania." I taste Stephania's name on my tongue like an exotic sweet. There's something a touch embarrassing about being on such intimate terms with a genuine princess, but Stephania's effusive smile makes my daring seem worthwhile. Princesses might have a reputation of being fickle and finicky, a bit like felines, but Stephania at least seems rather easy to please. "I can't call you that, but in return I'd like it if you could stop being so formal with me. Mr. Ogasawara is such a mouthful. Hiroki is just fine." My. Stephania blinks abashed. I've never before been on such familiar terms with a man before. Save my own father, of course. There seems something a touch scandalous about this. But you are quite right, of course. If you are to call me Stephania, then I shall follow suit. It would be only polite. Thank you for your thoughtfulness, Hiroki. It is most appreciated. Giggling shyly, Stephania links her hands together at her front. She surveys me for a few moments unspeaking before... I was thinking that I should cut the video right here because we are like 23 minutes, almost 24 in. So, I'll be seeing you in the next episode of SakuraSuccubus 5. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share to your friends and loved ones. I greatly appreciate my viewers. Thank you for the views. And other than that, stay safe, good luck, bye!